Welcome to today's Explainer. We're unpacking something truly fascinating today. We've got a piece of source material that draws a direct, incredibly detailed parallel between modern biological science and ancient religious texts. Specifically, it explores the physiological process of milk production in livestock and maps it directly onto specific verses found in the Quran. So let's impartially break down exactly how this source connects these two seemingly very different worlds. It's a compelling question, isn't it? Okay, let's dive into this. The source material we're examining today poses this exact premise to its viewers. It starts by looking at everyday grazing animals, cows and buffaloes, and makes a really bold central claim. It states that the complex internal process of how these animals produce milk is described in the Quran in the exact same way that modern science explains it to us today. It's an assertion that bridges centuries of human thought, and we are going to map out exactly how the source builds this argument.
Section 1. The core claim, modern science versus ancient text.
The source states unequivocally that while scientists have only recently discovered the precise anatomical and chemical steps of milk production, this exact process was actually documented centuries ago in the Quran. It's a fascinating structural parallel, right? A modern scientific discovery acting as a reflection of ancient written words. But to truly grasp this comparison, we really need to understand the science exactly as the source presents it.
Section 2. Biology of milk production, deconstructing the science.
Let's move to and see how this builds. The source outlines 4 distinct biological steps. First, the whole process begins in the stomach with digested food. Second, the vital nutrients from this digested food are absorbed and enter the animal's bloodstream. Third, the blood basically acts like a transport system, carrying these specific nutrients directly to the mammary glands. And finally, step 4, and this is heavily emphasized by the source, the body meticulously filters out all the internal impurities and waste, leaving behind something entirely new.
What's really interesting here is the outcome of that internal filtration. Because the body actively filters out all the biological gunk or impurities, the end result is exactly what is described as khalis dood, absolutely pure and nourishing milk. Extracting something totally pristine from a system full of digested matter and blood is a real game changer here. It's the foundational concept we'll use next to pivot to the ancient text. Section 3. The Quranic perspective, reading the ancient text. The source quotes the specific verse regarding grazing livestock. Listen closely to the exact words used here. And for you in grazing livestock is a lesson. From between excretion, meaning dung or bodily waste, and blood, we give you pure milk, palatable to drinkers. The text explicitly speaks of a life-sustaining, pure liquid being drawn directly from the intermediary space between internal waste and blood. Section 4. Filtering the impurities, the aha moment. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact parallel the source is drawing. On the modern science side, we see that milk is created from nutrients traveling via blood, with the body filtering out waste and impurities. On the Quranic side, milk is derived specifically from the space between excretion and blood. The source argues that these two statements are essentially saying the exact same thing, just separated by centuries of time and differing vocabularies. Methodically breaking this down, the parallels are striking. Look at the outcomes. Modern biology yields pure, nourishing milk, while the text promises pure milk palatable to drinkers. They match perfectly. And as for where it comes from, well, biology points to digested food bypassing waste via the bloodstream, while the text points to the literal space between excretion and blood. The source presents this as clear evidence that the ancient text was describing the biological filtration system long before modern microscopes even existed.
Section 5. Signs in the fruits, beyond milk production.
The source highlights another verse immediately following the one about milk. This one points to the fruits of date palms and grapes. It notes that from these specific fruits, humans prepare various drinks, including syrups or wines, and consume them as excellent provisions and sustenance. Just like the pure milk from the livestock, the natural sugars and juices filtered through the complex biology of a plant provide essential nourishment for us. So the crucial point is that the source emphasizes a specific phrase found in the text. These biological marvels, whether it's the complex internal filtration system of a cow producing pure milk or a vine producing grapes for sustenance, they are framed as deliberate signs for those who understand. The source argues that observing nature's processes is actually meant to be a deeply thoughtful exercise for the observant mind. Based on the source's sentiment that natural biology holds ancient, deliberate meaning, it asks us to look a little closer at our everyday environment. For those who understand, what other signs are hidden in the natural world around us? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for exploring the source material with us today.